Iwan Thomas, MBE, is a gold medal winning athlete. He's represented his country at the Olympic Games and was part of the gold medal winning 4x400 relay team at the 1997 World Athletics Championships in Athens. Iwan's career was hampered by injury, but at the 1998 European Championships in Budapest, he won gold in both the individual and 4x400 relay events. And he remains the UK and Commonwealth 400-metre record holder. So what is it that took Iwan to the top of his game? Richard Bandler uncovers the secrets of his success.
One of the things I've discovered about many successful people is they're hard to satisfy. That's part of what propels them forward. But for you to consider entering these races and competing, you had to be able to have something which propelled you forward. You had to think of this as the thing to do. I mean, did you see yourself as a winner of races?
I just wanted to, and everything I still do, be the best that I could be at that.
Okay. Now, how did you get yourself to train every day?
Well, when I was at uni, I went to the Commonwealth Games off very little training, if I'm honest. I was a typical student, going out too much and telling my coach I was training like 3 times a week, but I was training once a week. I ran a time of 45.9, which I didn't make the final, but I went away and I actually gave myself a stiff talking to, because I thought, if I can honestly run that kind of time off very little training, what could I actually really do if I pushed it?
So when you gave yourself a good talking to,
yeah,
you have this again, inspirational voice that looked at something which could be called not doing well, instead said, you know, well, I didn't really train, man. Really, if I applied myself, how much better could I do?
Yeah.
Okay, and you have a tendency to listen to that voice as opposed to other
Definitely.
voices.
And that's what happened. I finished my degree. I moved to Southampton. I worked in a clothes shop in Next, part-time in the mornings, folding clothes and selling clothes. And in the evenings, I trained, and I just said to myself, because this was long before we had like government lottery funding, this was my mum and dad saying, look, we'll financially help you for a year, we'll pay your rent, let's see how good you could be. And I just, through respect to my parents, I just trained my heart out every night, to the point that maybe I was sick most training sessions, just to see how good I could be. And that year, I just had a breakthrough.
Did you keep thinking about winning when you were training?
I just remember words that people had said to me on the way, like a guy called Dan I used to train with, the best 400-metre runner in my event before me, Roger Black, used to train with my coach before. And this guy, Dan, said, look, you've run 45.9 off nothing. If you train, within a couple of years, you could be the British record holder. And I was like, oh, do you really think so? And once again, that did happen, but I didn't. It was hard to imagine it, because I was a long way off in terms of time from running what I had run.
But you kept playing his voice over and over
I remember
again.
little things people said to me all along in my career, and when training hurts, and when it's cold, and it's freezing cold in Southampton, and it's snowing, and you know, it's not nice to be out there training, I'd remember all these things people had said to me. Use that as my fuel to get up and train.
I mean, top performing individuals, any little thing you can do. I remember swimmers shaving their legs, telling me it might give them a half a second. And, you know, and I don't think that shaving your legs would give you a half a second, but believing that it would actually would make them go a little faster.
Yeah.
Certainly anything you can do that gets you to mentally perform better is going to help. If you can take that same mental strategy and apply it in the future to whatever you want to do, you know, because I'm here to tell you, if you can be successful at one thing, you could be successful at anything. You could design a clothing line if you wanted. If you got it in your mind and decided you wanted to be an expert clothing designer, you could get it in your mind, you could become an expert trainer. You could get anything in your mind, and if you put the right voices and you went through it in your mind and figured out how to do it and how to get ahead of other people, you could win at anything. We've only spent a short time together, but I wanted to ask, is the way in which I've asked questions today taught you anything about yourself?
Yeah, massively, actually. It's interesting for you to say that, you know, if I've been good at one thing, I could be successful at something else. And it's something my girlfriend always says to me. You know, I do a bit of TV work and I've got a couple of companies, but I've never really thrown my full energy into those things as I did as an athlete. So it's quite interesting to see if I could really focus everything I did as an athlete to be the best that I could be into the rest of my life, then hopefully
gosh, if you had this
right.
voice that said to yourself, you know, if I can run my business this successfully, half-heartedly, imagine if I did it really well.
Yeah.
Being successful bowler and being a successful businessman are not profoundly different. It requires adequate motivation. It requires learning strategies. The bowler needs physical skills, and the businessman needs mental skills. They're slightly different, but the motivation side is the same. You have to be able to see yourself being successful and strive for it in every domain in life. The cloning of success and the structure of success is going to make the whole ability of us to learn. Once this gets into the lower educational systems, then we're going to be able to keep up mentally with our own technology. And on this planet, I think that's real important.